But no, let's just let Diddy slide on everything that, he did to her, right?
What did you do to your hair? I love it. I love it. I love it. Drop the beat. I love it. I love it.
Hola, hola, hola. It is Charlie T back again with another video. I feel as though there has been a lot of back and forth when it comes to the Megan the Stallion and Tory Lanez situation, and a lot going on that people have to say between Cassie Ventura and Diddy. Why is there so much victim shaming? Please. It's been going on for way longer than it's been needing to, but it's still around. And for what? I get that within the Black community, I understand that you don't want to bring another Black man down. And I'm referring to specifically really the Diddy case, but also still even with the Tory Lanez versus Megan Thee Stallion. When are we going to make people take accountability? When are we going to make these Black men take accountability for their actions? When I say this, it's just because when it comes to the Cassie Ventura and Diddy, not even referring specifically to the case, but with their past relationship, there is this huge divide from the people on the end spitting at Cassie, not literally, but online, just saying that she should have left when when she had some opportunities. Basically, she should have left way earlier than when she did. And she didn't, only because she was reaping great benefits. And since she was reaping certain benefits, that she must have had to enjoy what she was being put through or what she was receiving. And people don't, a lot of people have not taken into account that when you're in a toxic relationship, because that's very much so what her and Diddy had, you have a lot at stake in your mental and then physical, dealing with physical abuse. Because I mean, that's no alleged there. That was on camera that he beat her. You deal with that, and then you deal with mental abuse and being passed around. I mean, one could say, why didn't you leave sooner? But how many other people do you know that have been in toxic relationships and haven't left when you said they should leave? Whether that be because you think that they're reaping some kind of benefit, or because there is not enough self-love, or genuinely because they are being threatened for their life. There's a lot that people don't know, that still to this day, that could have been taking place, and have just assumed that because she was with him for so long, or even technically, left the relationship with him but was still messing with him at certain times, that it wasn't for a toxic reason and not from the sake of her end, but because of Diddy. But no, let's just let Diddy slide on everything that, he did to her, right? Also, you have those that were still upset that she left when she did. So it's kind of like, damn if she do, damn if she don't. Next, we're going to Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez. There was all of this uproar for the past few years about Tory Lanez. Did he shoot Megan Thee Stallion in the foot? Did he not? And regardless of what that outcome ended up being, which he ended up being pled guilty to that. Well, I don't want to say he pled guilty, but he ended up being found guilty and he's doing jail time. We're at this point now where people are trying to say like they need to redo his trial, free him because now allegedly there's evidence that he didn't end up shooting her. It was her best friend. And allegedly, outside of video proof, now there's also like some kind of voice recording. And now people are coming back at Megan Thee Stallion saying, see, you lied. And that was something that happened in the first place, regardless of if she lied, quote unquote, on if it was Tory that shot her or her best friend. My thing is, either way, she got shot. Whomever is taking the fault, okay. But if it was indeed one person, then okay, it was that one person. However, from the beginning, people were trying to say, oh no, you didn't get shot. You just stepped on glass, or, there was no shot. She got shot. Whether people wanted to see it or not, there's a lot that happens and you come to a realization of things, especially because it's from people that you're close to. But my point is, there were people that were saying, oh, she didn't get shot, then to saying, oh, okay, she was shot. It just wasn't Tory. It wasn't Tory. Then to after the case, oh, she's still lying. Okay. Now it's brought back up all of a sudden. No, now her best friend, her ex-best friend did it. And it's going back to, well, if her best friend did it, then free him. And she, like, all of a sudden, so now it is she did get shot, but just don't blame Tory. Well, the man, like, is in jail already, right? It happened. He said, okay, it happened. Now all of a sudden there's a change of story, but nobody is on his case, right? And we're on the victim of all of this who actually did get shot. And she's taking the blame for even going after him when it wasn't even her case. She had to take the stand, but she wasn't the one personally suing him. It was the state. So if there's really an issue here, it's the state's problem, not Megan Thee Stallion. She's not the one that personally sent him to jail. Otherwise, it would have been Megan Thee Stallion versus Tory Lanez. There's two sides of every story, and two things can be true at the same time. I am aware of that, but within that, I feel as though that we're in a time where people just feel as though it's either one way or another, and it can't be truth on both ends meeting, and it always ends up seeming to fall on the victim's hands that they're the one to blame in some kind of way, shape, or form. They ended up deserving, or they ended up doing something or saying something to receive such reaction, such a response to what ended up happening to them. I don't know. I just question a lot of people's morality, and just I question people's empathy, because what person wouldn't want to see both sides? Like, granted, nobody's perfect, but we can't just be biased, okay? You have to see my thing is, like, you don't even know these people personally. So, like, put all of that to the side. You going so hard on somebody that you don't even know personally. It's different if they're family, a close friend or whatever. Granted, you still shouldn't necessarily be biased. You know, you should still be open to hearing everything. But you, a lot of you people are fighting so hard and gun ho on these men that don't even know you or would even care. But because they're black men, we can just let them slide. I'm not saying by any means that we shouldn't protect our black men. However, with protecting them, it needs to be under the right circumstances, right? And even still, we need to understand the full story. We need to know every single thing at hand. We need to hear both sides before just jumping to saying, like, oh no. It's just my little 2 cents. I know it's very unsolicited, but that's all I have to say on this matter. To that, I say until next time.
Where'd you go?